Jamaican people need to understand that them can't out of many one people them way out of every serious possible discussion we can have as a collective. Like I can't be having a serious conversation regarding the actual reality of colorism. And you're telling me that colorism don't exist in Jamaica. Why? Because there are black people that are rich. Bestie, that's not how it works. That's not how it works. You wouldn't say that about any other country. Why do you think Jamaica is the exception? And the reason why some of you don't want to have this conversation is because the day we actually admit that certain behaviors are in fact colorist is the day that some of you will have to confront the fact that some of you are in fact colorists. And it didn't matter the fact that you were black. It didn't matter if you hung around black people or had that had certain features, etc., etc. They're gonna have to confront that self-image or perception of other people and the aesthetics that you associate them with. But a lot of you aren't ready for that change, so you'd rather out of many one people your way out of the conversation.
Hello, my beautiful people. Welcome back to Training Pulse Worldwide. If you're new here, kindly consider subscribing because I bring you the most talked about stories from around the world. And if you're returning, welcome back, family. You already know we get into the real discussions that need to be had. Now, let's talk about something that's been sparking conversations all over social media. Colorism in Jamaica. You see, when people think about Jamaica, they picture reggae, beaches, and proud nation, right? But there's another side to the story. One that's been quietly shaping opportunities, beauty standards, and even self-worth for generations. So, today we are going to listen to Jamaicans and other black people sharing their experiences and thoughts on this issue. Some of their opinions eye-opening, some are controversial, and trust me, by the end of this video, you might start seeing things differently. So grab a seat and let's get into it.
Colorism is something diasporic wide that we haven't really addressed, but because I'm Jamaican, I'm going to speak about it in a Jamaican context. One of the best indicators of colorism globally is the percentage of people within that community that engages in skin bleaching, and we know where Jamaica is on that. The mistake we make in this approach is starting with our personal opinions on bleaching. You see, human beings modify themselves based on messages being transmitted within that society. And whether you want to believe it or not, there are perceived and actual advantages of being light-skinned in Jamaica. Me stop right just again for reminding you, because someone Toban, it's not about your personal opinion on bleaching. It's a message that is being sent. Though we are majority black and ugly as a concept is as Jamaican as Aki and Sawfish. And that is sad. And if you're brown and pretty and go missing, your post will get shared more than somebody with a darker complexion. Now, this post isn't for your reductive opinion on what you think about skin complexion. It's to engage in a conversation about changing the message.
If it was one thing that I could change about Jamaicans is the colorist and color shock mindset. Yeah, because I remember one time when I was in Jamaica a few years back and I was out in the sun and I remember adults telling me to stay out of the sun because I was getting too dark. And not only that, as someone who's brown skinned, when I was in Jamaica, the girls were saying I was the darkest they would go for. So sometimes when you're benefiting from all this stuff, you need to make sure to call it out and try to dismantle the colorist mindset.
Is colorism a thing in the Caribbeans? Because we know the bleaching creams and stuff like that. So is that really a thing in your experience in Jamaica?
The corporate world in Jamaica, they tend to hire women with lighter complexion, curly hair or straight hair. And black men also gravitate or choose to date women with lighter complexion. Sometimes their excuses are that they want their child to have a light complexion or nice hair.
So what I've noticed is that with black men, as soon as they become successful, they jump to a person with a more defined curly hair or lighter complexion. So they don't stick to who they was with before. So they immediately leave who they was with. I would appreciate if they would stop jumping to lighter skinned women.
There were two sisters living in the same Jamaican household. They were raised by the same parents, but favoritism was between them. Colorism in a Jamaican household. Story time. This is the story of Alicia and Kayla. Alicia had a light complexion and Kayla had a dark brown complexion. Even though they were close in age, their lives were shaped very differently. Why? Because of the color of their skin.
So I heard that we were having a little bit of a chat on this app about colorism and the colored community. And I've been waiting for this. And I don't know, I've seen a lot of almost denial of this existing. Like people almost trying to be like, no, they don't know what you're talking about. Like, this is not real. I am a dark-skinned colored person. I was born and raised on the Cape Flats. In my very colored community, by the way. And because of this, I was almost always the darkest person in the room. And everyone around me was going to make me very aware of that. There was always going to be comments on the color of my skin. Always. In all of the spaces that I occupied. It was crazy, like truly, like thinking back on it now. And for someone who has done so much unlearning of this internalized anti-blackness or this internalized, wanting to have my skin lighter or wanting to have straight hair, etc., etc. Having unlearned all of this, it's like none of this matters now. But it mattered a lot when I was growing up, like truly. And I think what a lot of people are not willing to admit is that a large part of the colored community has this big need for some proximity to whiteness. And, back in apartheid times, it was a way of protecting yourself, And I think a lot of these ideals were just passed down through the generations without people actually questioning, why do I believe what I believe? Like, why do I have these ideas about the world?
You see, this entire conversation has exposed some hard truths about colorism in Jamaica, and we've seen how lighter skin is often favored in jobs, dating, and even social status. And let's not ignore the fact that some people go as far as bleaching their skin just to fit into these beauty standards. But why is this happening? And there's a clear pattern. You find that brown-skinned and light-skinned individuals are more likely to be favored in corporate jobs, media, and social cycles. Whether it's in hiring decisions or just general treatment, darker-skinned Jamaicans often have to work twice as hard to be taken seriously. And it's not just in Jamaica, even other places around the world. Then we have the dating scene. It's no secret that some Jamaican men specifically choose lighter-skinned women, claiming they want their kids to have pretty skin or good hair. And the more successful some men become, the more likely they are to shift towards light-skinned or mixed-race women, as if darker-skinned women were only good enough for the struggle, but not for the success. And let's not forget about skin bleaching. The fact that it's a multi-million-dollar industry in Jamaica says a lot. And some people, if not most, aren't bleaching their skin for just fun. It's because they believe it will bring them more opportunities, more respect, and better treatment. That's how deep the issue runs. Now, like I said, colorism isn't just a Jamaican problem. It's a reflection of a bigger issue within black communities worldwide. You find that some people see being too black as a disadvantage and subconsciously place whiteness on a pedestal. And it's why certain features like looser curls, lighter eyes, or fairer skin are praised, while darker features are overlooked. But back to Jamaica, how do we break this cycle? It starts with embracing all shades of blackness. It means calling out unfair beauty standards, celebrating dark skin, and rejecting the idea that lighter means better. So, what do you all think? Have you experienced or witnessed colorism in Jamaica? Let's continue the conversation in the comments. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more discussions like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.